Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So what's the deal with the crypto market? What's the deal with cryptocurrencies like XRP? We've been seeing some interesting moves for some other altcoins in the market. XRP has been ranging for the last 40 days, although some alts are popping like popcorn. So check this out, guys. The more alts pop and Bitcoin moves up, the more I feel energetic and enthusiasm about the avalanche of money that will be flowing into XRP specifically. So here's what he has noticed on the chart. We've basically been range bound when it comes to XRP over the last 40 days. As you guys can see here, I've got XRP on the chart, and I overlaid a time tool here going back 40 days. So he is talking about this specific period in time. We haven't really seen too much movement. This is kind of par for the course. It's kind of a nice little sample of what we've been seeing since about May of 2022. But just on a micro time frame, I mean, we haven't really seen too much in terms of volatility, first off, but also price movement. I mean, we did see a little bit here in September, but then we just kind of came back down. This is kind of the same thing that we saw over the last 40 days. We did see XRP come up to about 43 cents, and now it's trading at around the same price that it was trading 40 days ago. So why are we seeing some altcoins pop, and will we see this happen to XRP? So some interesting factors to consider here. Okay, let's take a look at the market cap. We are maintaining a healthy market cap here for the entire crypto market, $1.1 trillion. Notice here, guys, Bitcoin dominance is slowly creeping up. If you guys have been noticing, Bitcoin has been on the move. It usually is the first one to move. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $24,800 per coin. So over here, it is looking like it is trying to get back up to that $25,000 mark, and it is looking fairly successful after that pump that we did see back in January. January, super bullish month. We did see that downturn for Bitcoin in and around here. So on February the 2nd, we did eventually see Bitcoin come back down about 10, 11%, and then just kind of shoot back up again, trying to reach that $25,000 level, which formed old resistance back in the summer, back in August of 2022. You guys can see that level here. So really, we're trying to pierce that level. That is the psychological resistance barrier for Bitcoin. You can see that level form over here too. We did wick down back in May before this level finally broke down and Bitcoin saw new lows. But we have been seeing this popcorn effect. I've been looking at the market cap here. Well, let's take a look at the top 10 first. Bitcoin, moving a little bit here. If you look at the 1 hour, it's down, but only by a little bit, 0.12. Ethereum is up by 0.08%. We've got BNB coin fairly flat. XRP is down just by 0.16. So the market isn't really that active right now, at least as of the time of this recording. You guys can see many altcoins up a little, down a little, but by fractions of percentage points. So not too much movement in the space. But with regards to this popcorn phenomenon, some altcoins have in fact been popping. If I click here in the last 24 hours, you can see a couple of examples of that. So Conflux up 65%, 65.3%, and we've got Stacks up 48.25%. A distant third is NEO, up 22.32%. So we have seen this happening for certain altcoins. I'm feeling like we're at a certain point in time right now. Here's the total market cap, guys, where crypto investors are getting a little restless. I think, most people are realizing that the bottom has come in, but they're not 100% certain. So, the fact that the market is up here right now, I think there's likely a faction of traders that are wondering, okay, could I catch a new low down here? Are we going to see this bump back off support again? And will we see the market cap go down? So again, this is the total market cap. This is the entire cryptocurrency market. Or should I buy here for fear that we are going to break above these levels and continue moving to the upside? Now, keep in mind, remember the video I did the other day, the entire market cycle takes about 1,450 days in order to complete a full cycle. Now that includes a crash, an accumulation, and a bull run. And I did the calculation the other day. I mean, I don't have to throw this plotter on the graph today, but it basically brought us to the end of 2025, October 2025. So what I think is, yes, I mean, even if the market does go higher, we are going to continue to see this throughout 2023. And then maybe by the end of 2023, we will see some action to the upside. Now, throw in a Ripple XRP lawsuit verdict into this, and I guess anything is possible at that point in time. Could we see XRP go up? Most certainly, because that would be the coin with the clarity. Would we see other cryptocurrencies similar to XRP go up? Yes, I definitely think money would be flowing into coins like XLM, for example. So then the question is, if we do see money flowing into XRP and XLM, if this is the case, what else could we see? Could that spur on the crypto market, maybe the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap? Could that spur investors into investing, pumping more money into the top 10? Most definitely. And then will that translate to an entire crypto run, a Bitcoin run, an altcoin run, or a combination thereof? I certainly think it could. It is one theory. Of course, the narrative and the backdrop of the current market situation that we're living in is also going to play a big part in this. Here's an interview with Natalie Brunell. She was recently on Fox Business. Now, she's a proponent of Bitcoin, and so I don't agree 100% with what she's saying here in terms of Bitcoin is going to be that answer and Bitcoin only. But if you extrapolate and take what she's talking about, think about it in terms of the entire crypto market and crypto investments, I think what she's saying makes a lot of sense. Listen to this.
Thoughts on society at large. And I think for a lot of people who were in Bitcoin early, that's what drove them to Bitcoin in part. So what are you saying right now? Your thoughts on where we are as a nation in the world?
Well, I think as a nation, we're hurting. And we are trying to find a political savior, and we're blaming it on this team or that team, this color versus that color. And I argue for people to look deeper than that. It is the financial system that's broken, and people need to stop looking to a political savior to break their chains of debt servitude. They can break their own chains now by opting out of the system and into a monetary protocol that's completely decentralized, that's divorced from the state, and that is Bitcoin. And the thing that really got me interested in this space, that got me questioning it and going down the rabbit hole, so to speak, is I asked myself, why? If technology is supposed to drive prices down, why is the cost of living going up every year? Why is it so expensive to buy a house for young people? Stock portfolios so expensive, cost of education. There's a real reason to that, because when you flood the system with cheap money, easy capital, you manipulate what should be free markets, then you have the greatest wealth transfer from the poor and the middle class to the elite. And now finally there can be a reverse wealth transfer, and that's what I'm fighting for. All
right, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Good fight. You're doing amazing, Natalie. Thanks a lot.
So you hear what she's saying here. There's a huge wealth transfer happening, and you know, we're making things more expensive. People just cannot afford certain everyday basic items, you know, necessities of life. You know, even buying a house 20, 25 years ago was a lot easier than it is today for somebody in their late 20s or 30s. So this is part and parcel to where we're moving, I think, you know, generationally. More millennials are obviously interested in cryptocurrency, and that extends to Generation Z now as well. So, you know, it's funny because, you know, former bull runs were based on what, Gen X, maybe millennials to a degree. So we would see Bitcoin rally based on, you know, the theories of the day and the generational ideologies of the day. But today, guys, it's much different. And I really do think this is why we're going to see something really explode in the coming years. Everything is coming to a boiling point, I guess we could say. Crypto investments are, you know, an avenue for young people to be able to preserve wealth, take the worthless fiat that they earned from their jobs, and, you know, put it into something that could accumulate great wealth. And, you know, to the point where I'm even hearing people say, well, I just don't even plan on getting out of my cryptocurrency positions. I don't want to sell into worthless fiat dollars. What the heck is the point of that? You know, the system's going down. On this channel, we talk a little bit about the Great Reset, you know, every now and then, and how, you know, the system's changing, how, you know, certain countries, for example, like Russia and China are moving to a different global reserve, how they're looking to create a new global reserve currency, one that could in fact be backed by gold, which brings me to this. Michael Wood here bringing this up, an interesting article with regards to China's gold imports and how they've increased 64%. Take a look at this. According to the latest data published by the World Gold Council on Wednesday, China's gold imports rebounded strongly in the second half of last year. China's gold imports increased by 64% year on year. So year on year, last year, totaling up to 1,343 metric tons of gold, the highest level we've seen since 2018. China's gold imports reached 157 metric tons in December. The total amount of gold withdrawn from the Shanghai Gold Exchange in January this year was 140 metric tons, down 25% from the same period last year, mainly affected by the CNY holiday. Earlier this month, the People's Bank of China reported that it increased its holdings of gold by 970,000 ounces to 64.64 million ounces in December last year, increasing its holdings of gold for the second consecutive month. So China, essentially adding gold. We know Russia's adding gold. We know India, too, is a very gold-rich country. And Iran, gold also very popular there. So, you know, the BRICS countries obviously realize that this is a valuable commodity, looking to create a new central bank digital currency. And so part of the narrative is we move away from the US dollar, and, you know, maybe there's going to be a new superpower financially, economically in the world. Maybe more Western countries are going to be doing more business, more trading with foreign nations that could be working with a new reserve currency. All this to say that we need that intermediary bridge currency that does have the liquidity, that can perform transactions. So here, obviously, talking about XRP as one of those examples. I mean, there may be use cases for XLM and other cryptocurrencies in this financial landscape. You know, as Brad Garlinghouse has said repeatedly, there's not going to be one coin that rules them all. So just by looking at this backdrop, understanding kind of where we're moving with this, and, you know, understanding generationally where millennials and Gen Z are in this financial cluster F, you can see why cryptocurrency will in fact gain popularity. So what is going to happen next, guys? Well, Mr. Hubert noticed this, a new record. Today, XRP closes the 12th red candle in a row against the total of crypto. This has never happened since 2015. And Mac Attack XRP also bringing up an article that does pick up on Mr. Hubert's tweet. So just going back to the tweet, here is that formation. We're seeing that wedge pattern here. And as you guys, if you guys focus over here, this is the 12th consecutive red candlestick. So it's a red weekly candlestick in a row. We have not seen this since 2015. Mr. Hubert saying, yes, I find this timing exciting. I mean, it has looked worse fundamentally. And now just before the resolution, obviously what he's talking about here is the Ripple SEC lawsuit. What do you think the outcome will be? Asks Analyst 404. I've started to get a little nervous, not sure why, as nothing has changed. He says he newly swapped all his XRP to ADA for 25 cents when XRP was 35 cents. Could have been up nearly 50% since then. So, you know, just as a sidebar here, guys, trying to chase the trends, never a good idea. You know, selling out of one position to try to chase another position. I've tried that in the past when I first started trading, and at the end of the day, it never works out. Just wait, be patient. That is usually the best approach, but obviously that is not financial advice. You do what you want to do. For me personally, says Mr. Hubert, there is no way that XRP will be considered a security. Maybe the early sales, yes, maybe a fine, but it is going to be a huge overall win for Ripple. Pablo here stating same here. The only thing giving me any doubt lately is about how corrupt the US is. Can the corruption breach the legal system? I'd say yes. Can it breach it enough to swing this completely towards a total SEC and a JPM win? It seems unlikely at the present time. So, you know, there's a lot of tailwinds obviously supporting the Ripple case. We are seeing this formation though on the chart. So just going back to that chart here, what he's looking at is the XRP. So it's the XRP to USD to the total market cap here. And so what we're noticing here, guys, for XRP compared to the rest of cryptocurrencies, we're noticing here, let me throw it on the weekly just to give us a better idea of what is going on here. So we're coming down here 12 in a row, 12 consecutive weeks in a row where we're coming back down. But guys, look at where we're coming down into. We're coming down into support. Right in here where we saw support, we saw more support down in and around here. And of course, down and around here and down and around here. And so, you know, in some cases it did wick down further, but ultimately this is a level that we've seen in the past, back in 2014, before a move up, back in 2017, before that huge move up. Of course, there was support back in and around here. This was the SEC. This was originally when the SEC announced the lawsuit against Ripple. It came right back down. XRP did plummet and then finally shot back up. And then right in and around here too, we did see a move for XRP. We did see one small one in here and then another one here. So if we come back down in this zone, what could we see? And is this timing coincidentally, maybe not so coincidentally, going to coincide with an XRP verdict? So, you know, for example, we are seeing, you know, 1,800% gains in 2014 and 2,300% gains in 2017. Over here, the gains weren't as much, but still 130%. Over here, another one at 190%, almost 200%, and these ones were much smaller. So the key point, though, that I did want to reiterate, although it does sound fairly negative that we're getting down in this level, 12 consecutive red candlesticks in a row, The positive news, guys, is that we are forming support. We did see positive moves for XRP when these levels of support have been touched in the past. So are our chances of moving up higher at this point if we do continue to see a move to the downside? Let's not forget, if we do get that verdict in March, that would be within the next 4 weeks, give or take 4 or 5 weeks. So, I mean, if we do see consecutive negative selling pressure for XRP against the rest of the crypto market, that would bring XRP back down perfectly in this level before a pop to the upside coinciding with a positive verdict. So, you know, all things that I'm feeling fairly optimistic about despite the negative sentiment here. Scam Detective 5 here on Twitter posting this, just again reiterating, XRP just had its 12th red candle weekly close against Bitcoin and is working on the 13th. From what I can tell, this is the first time in history that has happened. Could XRP be decoupling from Bitcoin? And so, you know, a decoupling scenario, I'm not necessarily thinking about a decoupling quite yet. The decoupling will happen once we have real-world utility flowing through XRP. And so, you know, I think that that is going to happen when we do have the regulatory clarity, once everything is, you know, clear and ready to go in the United States to conduct more business running on the XRP ledger. Some people in this tweet thread as well, if I just go back to this, they're saying, like emissary here, saying, I love how people think the TA matters for utility coins. Well, you know, in this spec market right now at this point in time, the TA still does matter. But once we do have the real world utility, I mean, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen to these types of cryptocurrencies. And if we are even going to be looking at technical analysis at that point, it could just be null and void because the price of the coin is going to be driven by the utility. So, you know, whoever's buying XRP for ODL purposes or for, you know, conversions, market making, other types of utility purposes, that is just going to be dependent on supply and demand. How much XRP is there in the ecosystem and what the going rate is on the market. And, you know, that will dictate, essentially that will dictate the price of where XRP goes. I guess a bigger question I just thought of, are we going to be in a situation where we see cryptocurrencies like XRP and XLM and Algorand and VeChain, you know, the cryptocurrencies that have real world utility, are we going to see those kind of fly off the charts where their prices are just dictated by real world supply and demand? And then what are we going to see for the other 22,000 or so cryptocurrencies that basically do nothing? Are we still going to see those types of coins move based on, you know, speculative market rumors, bull run cycles? I mean, again, what will happen with Bitcoin, I guess, in that case? Will Bitcoin still run on a 4-year-ish cycle? And will altcoins, the other altcoins, follow Bitcoin? Or will those altcoins, you know, as predicted in the past, will those altcoins just kind of go to zero? I mean, we're in an interesting part of this story right now. Cryptocurrency adoption, we're still at the beginning, guys. Bill Morgan here saying, I wondered when we would see some chart on how bad the XRP price has been against other cryptos in the last few months. So also just picking up on Mr. Hubert's tweet here. XRP Wave Rider here saying, I have seen the charts, but don't recall where, but XRP has done fairly well against most all cryptos. Even though it has gone up in value significantly and has maintained its levels and remained steady against other crypto movements. Interesting point there. We can't just look at XRP in isolation either. I don't think here. Let me just remove some of that and bring up XRP USD to total 2. Okay, so this is XRP against all other altcoins, okay? And I mean, yeah, it hasn't fared well and it has been on this downward trajectory. But again, guys, take a look, and I don't know if this is going to mean anything in the future, but we are also forming what is looking like very, very fresh support that has only hit once before, and that was only back in August of 2022. So what is going to happen when XRP does reach these new lows? I think we're going to see lows until that SEC verdict. I don't think there is too much in the way of excitement surrounding XRP at this moment in time. So it is anybody's guess. Today, others on the market cap, so this is from the blockchain backer, he's looking at the others chart here from TradingView, others on the market cap of cryptocurrency market excluding the top 10, so these are all coins excluding the top 10, has poked above the FTX collapse level from November of last year. So an interesting observation here. During that FTX collapse really saw altcoins, most of the other non-top 10 altcoins really take a dive, and now those altcoins are popping up above those levels. So a positive sign that cryptocurrency investors, especially those, here, let's see if I can find the others chart here. So cryptocurrency bulls who are interested in alternative exotic cryptocurrencies, not in the top 10, are regaining confidence, guys. This is also a good sign that the crypto market is recovering. So the fact that we are seeing XRP 12 consecutive red candlesticks against all of crypto, that to me spells like a great opportunity to buy if you're still looking to accumulate your final stacks. Remember, an SEC verdict is on our doorstep. That is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.